That's a real tough act to follow. Wow, but it's good to be in front of some people that are ready to laugh, because I did a show, I did a show for Accountant-Rufus a couple of months ago, and they didn't laugh at anything I said. Yeah, I mean, the room was so quiet. I felt like the guest speaker at a Klan rally. It was like the MC was the Grand Wizard. It was like, brothers! And those that could make it down from the Tennessee chapter. Boy, do we have a surprise for you. Let's give a warm Klan welcome to Mr. Rufus Payne. It's crazy, man. And that's the kind of welcome I've gotten ever since I won the show, you know. I mean, I thought there'd be some fame. I mean, I thought people would recognize me in public. I had a real pretty girl stop me. She was like, "Do I know you?" I was like, "Well, you know, I am the South's funniest accountant." She was like, "No, that's not it. I think your dad used to go through our garbage." It's crazy. I had a lady the year after I won come up and say, "You wrote on my program. You owe me $5." I was like, "You asked for my autograph, and the programs were free." She said, "Well, you knew you were nobody when you signed it." It's crazy, crazy. My dad is the only one that thinks I'm a celebrity. He's like, "I saw you on YouTube." He doesn't understand. He's still like, "You know, son, when they make that movie about your life, I know who could play me." I'm like, "Who, Dad?" "Harrison Ford." I'm like, "Dad, you're bald and black." He's like, No, we got a lot in common. You remember that movie when he had that friend, the Wookiee, and they ran around? I'm like, Star Wars, Dad?" "Exactly. When I was growing up, I had a friend named Wookiee." Crazy. My dad has been a garbage man for 35 years. Oh, he's not employed. He just likes to go through people's garbage. He lives by the motto, one man's trash is another man's No. One man's trash is trash. My dad never came home with treasure. And you had to act like you liked this stuff. You'd be like, "Oh, wow, Dad, thank you. A padlock. I will have countless hours of fun trying to figure out the combination." And it's funny now, but we used to get this stuff for Christmas. You'd tear the wrapping paper off your gift, and you'd be like, "Oh, wow, Dad, I didn't know we could afford the Transformer battle station." "Well, we couldn't. That's just the box. But it sure was nice seeing your face when you thought you got the Transformer battle station." Made my Christmas. I mean, all of our gifts had other kids' names written on them in magic marker. All our board games were missing pieces. Like Battleship, it was like, "Hey, you sunk my Flintstone vitamin." Crazy. And my son, he's a pat rat like my dad. He comes in my room and he's like, "Yeah, all of this will be mine in a couple years." I'm thinking, did he just give me 2 years to live? Now I'm afraid because I think he's trying to kill me. He's like bringing me drinks and I'm not thirsty. He's like, Daddy, I made this just for you. Go ahead, drink. I'm like, why don't you sip it first? Crazy, he's a pat rack. The worst thing he brought home was this abandoned blind cat with no eyeballs. I know. And I regret letting him keep it because all it does is run back and forth and hit the walls all day. My dad got a hold of it and glued some buttons to the top of his head. So it look like it has eyes. Poor thing. My girlfriend's in the audience. She has Tourette's. Although she doesn't have the kind where her outbursts are obscenities, she barks. I mean, it's not like a big dog or anything. It's like a chihuahua. But initially, she didn't want to tell me. I found out when we were in the car one day. I was just like driving, I was like, yeah, that was a really good movie. Arr, arr! What I really thought they should have done with the plot was, arr, arr! Did you just bark? It's crazy, because now that it's out in the open, my landlord's got me paying a pet deposit. And my dad is collecting silver, because he thinks she's going to turn on the next full moon. It's crazy. That's my crazy family. Over the summer, I had to take care of my uncle. He's a midget. His only problem is he has Alzheimer's, so he forgets he's a midget. He spends all his time filling out applications for shows like The Biggest Loser, American Gladiator. And in the middle of the night sometimes he's like, ah! I'm like, Uncle Rob, what is it? They took my legs! They took my legs! I'm like, Uncle Rob, nobody took your legs. They're right here, under your stomach. So I'm riding in the car with everybody a couple of days ago when I get pulled over by the police. I'm like, officer, this isn't a kid on my lap. It's my midget uncle. He thinks he's driving. That's my dad in the back seat with the silver because he thinks my girlfriend's a werewolf. And her barking has the cat peeing on the seat next to my son. That's probably going to try and put it in my coffee. So, if you could give me a break, I'd really appreciate it. He's like, son, I'm going to cut you some slack. Not because of your Forrest Gump-looking midget uncle, your hound dog girlfriend, your disturbed daddy, or that sick-looking I'm calling Peter in the morning cat. But because I recognize you. You're Rufus Payne, South's funniest accountant. You're famous.